Alright, cool. So first and foremost, I'd like to say Barakatha Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Rakwakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, and also salutations to all of the sincere Akyam worldwide, pushing this truth and sincerity. The emphasis of the sit-down is we're a family, and we're our only family. You know, I'm just gonna get straight into it, pull out some scriptures, and we're just gonna roll in the spirit. So I'm gonna start with the words of Yahweh Shai. Well, you know, leading into it in Matthew the 12th chapter and verse 46, and it reads, while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood about desiring to speak with him. If you know the history of the Bible, Yahweh Shai had two brothers in the truth, two brothers out of the truth. He also had a sister, yeah, and his mother and father, his mother Salakio in this particular scripture in Matthew the 12th chapter stood out desiring to speak with him, you know, with his brethren. So you can imagine it, like, you know, his family rolled up on him while he was doing the work of the Lord on some way, you know, on the tip of, you know, we got something to say to our next of kin, our brother. You know, they thought the Lord was gonna just discard everything he was doing and come straight over there, you know, in that mummy's boy spirit. But this is what happened. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without desiring to speak with thee. Now, you know, it could have happened where maybe, you know, his mother might have sent someone, said, you know, go call my son for me, or, you know, whatever, or one of his brothers, you know. But, you know, obviously it doesn't say exactly how it happened, but someone came onto Yahweh Shai saying, yo, you know, might have stopped him in the middle of speaking and said, you know, over there, your mother, your brethren, you know, desiring to speak. But he answered and said unto them that told him, who is my mother and who are my brethren? So he literally answered the man with a question. He said, but who is my mother and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. The emphasis of the sit down is that really and truly you got to forsake your family for the truth of your Hashim Yahweh Shai. Now, by worldly definition, they will call that a cult. The word cult just means worship. You see, people get lost in words that they don't understand. People get lost in trying to take the simplicity of the truth for really more than what it is. But that's because you've been blinded pursuant to Isaiah the 60th chapter. Now, Yahweh Hashim Yahweh Shai Ratzal, we be members of the elect. We're closer as brothers than I am to my father and that, because Lord willing we have the elect. We're the first fruits anyway, the first spirits that were created. You know, you got something you want to come with?
But hey, brothers, right? You come to find out, and this truth, man, is hey, the people you thought that were cool with you, but they ain't cool. They ain't down with you, man. Right? Which is why you know I said your family. I had a cousin. Me and him, he used to bring me all the time, man. Then he saw me at the camp and never ran me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, he ran me the next day to see if I speak about it. But he didn't bring it up. I didn't bring it up, man. Right? I already told him what I do on this Saturday. But I was like, look, man, this is what I do. Even from the fact that I told him, yeah, man, I teach you Bible, this, that, and that. Immediately, you ain't cool. Right?
And I'll guarantee you, a lot of those family members that ain't cool with you teaching the Bible are them church-going Christians, yeah. Because I have it in my family as well, hypocrites. Because, you know, all our families in the world are on that spirit of, you know, that spirit of we're in the world, but we're going to try and cloak it with the cloak of maliciousness, which is what Christianity is. At the end of the day, Christians are lost, man. Like the Lord said he will take us one of a family, you know, roughly paraphrasing, two or one of a family, one of a city, you know, not the Lord can bring the whole family into it, but really and truly most of the time, you're going to be in this on your own, man, and the only family you're going to have is the brotherhood, yeah?
Yep. Hey, and then that goes for you women as well, man. That's just the real of it. Right? Because you might be thinking, oh, my woman, she's so amazing, this, that, and the other, but the Lord hasn't allotted mercy for her. Then when the missiles come, right, that's if she even, because the apostle did say, your woman's there with you when the missiles come, the chariots are there, then she's going to be saved.
That's right.
Right? But she might do like in, what was that film?
Pursuit of Happiness.
Not Pursuit of Happiness, that's an example.
Yeah, man.
Then you had the Road as well. When Charlize Theron's character, man, she just said, fuck this, man, I'm going out into the woods, man. Huh? Right? This is Matthew 19:27, says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we are forsaken, follow thee. What shall we have therefore?
That's right, man. Because you got to understand, like the disciples were doing lucrative jobs, fishermen, you know, in ancient times, being a fisherman was a very lucrative job. That was before the age of technology. You didn't have these massive ships that go out there, drop these massive nets into the ocean, catch hundreds of thousands of fish. Men of, they were men of trade. You had carpenters, you even had tax collectors amongst the disciples, man. Men that were, making a decent earning, in ancient Rome at that point in time. But they forsook everything. If you read the account of Simon Peter and the other disciple that he was with, when the Lord rolled up on him, the Lord said, "Come with me and I shall make you fishers of men." And immediately they dropped their nets. It wasn't give us 1 week, Lord, so we can make some extra savings. It was, fuck this. This is the Messiah.
Thing of faith. Huh? Right, so then Yahushua said unto them, "Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory."
Now notice it says the regeneration. What is that? Reincarnation, man. He that have an ear to hear, let him hear. It's very plain and it's in the scriptures. But you read that to a Christian and they bugging out, man. There's certain family members of mine that have come to me, like I was telling the brother earlier, and said, "I want to know what you're doing out on Oxford Circus. I want to know why you're wearing that garment. You're part of a cult." And I bring out the basic facts of the scriptures. It says what it says, and then they're bugging out saying, nah, because at the end of the day, man, this truth was only given to a select number of people. The family, they're elect. Right?
Yep. It says, "Verily I say unto you, that ye which shall follow me in the regeneration, right, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel." Right? "And every one of you that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life."
That's right. So guess what? You got to be in that spirit of Job, man. The Most High giveth, he also taketh away. It's nothing for the Most High to give you a beautiful family. Really and truly, everything in this society, you got to look at it like it's temperamental. Kashar, if you can even get me as well, Job, that's the account of Job when he actually said that, the account of when he said the Most High giveth, he taketh away. You can even get when his children died and his attitude towards that. But ultimately speaking, when Satan came to Yahushua and he said, turn these stones into bread, he tried to offer the kingdoms of the earth to Yahushua when he took him up to the high mountain. One of Yahushua's responses was, "Man shall not live by bread alone, man, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth, out of this book." Because what you got to understand is that everything in this world is temperamental. That's the spirit you got to have. It says, knowing the times, what manner of persons ought ye to be, in all holy conversation, man. You got to have that mentality of everything out here is temperamental. Everything out here, man. The people you deal with, the relationships you make, even the foundations, man. When the missiles strike, you think we're going to be out here? You think this basketball court's going to be standing, man? Everything out here is going to be totally decimated, man. Everything.
Let me get this, since you quoted it, right? It says 1 Peter's 2 Peter, rather.
Go on.
2 Peter 3:11, right? So seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
That's a future prophecy. That means it's going to happen. You see, because how can the Christians can't explain that the Lord flooded the earth, but nothing ain't been dissolved. Sodom and Gomorrah got dissolved, but ultimately speaking, the world on a grand scale ain't been dissolved yet. But it's going to happen. That's why it says seeing. What were the prophets once called? The seers, man. To say before. And that's exactly what was happening in that scripture here, man.
Yeah, America's going to be completely melted, along with along with different hotspots in the world. Because you read 2nd Ezra, it says because of the pride of their pride, the cities shall be destroyed.
That's right. And what month are we in right now?
Yeah, Pride month.
Yeah.
Right, so Tel Aviv is going right. New York, London,
Paris. And if I may just say as well, in all of those major cities, whether it be London with the Shard, New York with the Statue of Liberty, Paris with the Eiffel Tower, you got Washington DC with a monument, you got Egypt, you got Cairo with the Sphinx. All of those major cities carry demonic vibrations, man. That's why a lot of those major cities are going to be totally decimated. America going to be destroyed, but also a lot of these major cities.
Yeah. It says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High. It says, wherein the heavens being on fire. See, so 2 Peter 3:11 says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Right? So saying, hey, like bro was going into, man, you see all these things that are happening in the world. No, what am I talking about? I lost my train of thought. Seeing that all the things shall be. Yeah, so you have things in the world. You have a nice house or whatever, what have you. You have your woman or whatever. Right? But the understanding is this: that hey, these things are temporal, man. Right? And the Lord can destroy these things at a moment's notice. So what spirit are you supposed to have considering that? Right? And that's basically what it's going to. What mindset are you supposed to be in? Right? You said you wanted the one in Job.
Can't if you can get that.
Right? This is Job 2:9. It says, "Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? And curse the Most High and die." Well, and that's a proof there also. You be thinking the woman's all down for you and everything, right? But you won't really know what up until that time and live with this. Because Job wants to go ahead and like that. This down there, and then she comes out and says something like that. Right? It says, "But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speak."
What does the word feminine mean, man? Minus faith. And that's one thing you'll notice. Women are carnal creatures, man. Women in my own family, you notice it, they're carnal. They don't have faith, man. They don't have no fucking faith. That's why at the end of the day, man, you can't be under your woman. Like the brother was saying, you might have the most beautiful wife in Babylon, because she ain't gonna hold a candle next to the ancient Israelite woman. But you might have the most beautiful wife in Babylon, but guess what, man? The Lord will take that shit away from you, man. It will be a test of your faith, whether you're gonna crumble or you're gonna follow the Lord, man. You might have children that you've been all up into. You might have a newborn in the truth, Brothers are going through it. You might have a newborn in the truth, and you gotta have the mentality of, I love my child, but at the end of the day, my love for Yahweh